Just say, Dr. Threet was my college professor. I used to work for him. This is my attorney who stood by us because I felt that I had to fight because I had been done a wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
Representative Brooks is my neighbor back home in Warren County. Now, I'm here today. This is Dr. Cover, the other part of the trio. There were 3 of us that were removed from the board. Now, I had to fight because I had been done a wrong. There were accusations against me. I had been elected to this board like almost 3 to 1. And not one single one of my constituents signed that petition. Not one single one of them in my district. I have always given to my community. I've served on the DFACS board, the child abuse board, the library board, the bicentennial, you name it in Warren County. My life has been devoted to this. And when this experience came, it affected me greatly. Now, we didn't have SACS until about 2004 and 5. All of our children came under GAC. And my only experience I had with SACS was in 1994 when I served on a SACS review team down in Camden County. It was a great experience. I never thought I would live to see the day that this would happen to me. My credibility in my community, everything was affected. Nothing was ever proven against me. I always worked with the teachers in the school system. Even on the board, I did things like when the teachers would call me, I've traveled a great deal, been to Africa, all these places. Teachers would call me and ask me, could you please come in and just do a presentation, help with the children? This is what I devoted my life to doing. There was a science teacher every year. She was teaching science. I would always bring her sugar cane to the classroom. Now, if that's micromanaging the school, then I'm not helping these children. I mean, my goal is to help children. I want to see children achieve. Now, and I'm not going to be long. I could give you some nightmare stories here today. But I look at my community today after what happened. And Dr. Cover will elaborate on this. My reputation in my community was tip-tops. And I look at the aftermath of what has happened. I look at the achievement of the children, what's happened to our children. It bothers me. And I want to share with you just briefly here. I want to show you something. Well, I did the legacy of the students at Warren County High School. As I sit here, I can just name for you, I have 2 children. Came out of Warren County High School. My daughter is a PhD. My son right now is one of the top consultants for Cox Enterprises right here in Atlanta, Georgia, who travels all over the world. Came out of Warren County. We didn't have SACS. And then I want to share with you one of these. And I'm not knocking SACS. SACS is a great organization. I'm just talking about what happened to me because of false allegations against me. Now, as we look at, I just want to show you just one picture that I brought along. This is a student, little tiny Warren County High School. This is Dr. Terrell Neal. This young man came out of UCLA in California, but he graduated under GAC. And this is my legacy of outstanding students who graduated. I wrote this myself. I compiled this. All over the world came from this little tiny school. So my thing is, whatever the agency is, the concern should be academic achievement. That's what I'm concerned about. Now, as I look at my community today, after what has happened, it is greatly divided. There are people who've been friends 40 years not even speaking because of this sex incident that we had. We go to church there. It's so small, we know each other, everybody. We know each other there. And I didn't mean for my testimony today to be emotional, but I had to tell you, I had to fight because these allegations against me, I knew that they were wrong. And they have never been proven to be true. Now there were other, I'm going to tell you this, share this with you. I came on the board before Dr. Cover and the other person. And when I came on this board, there were things like, and I have my documentation with me today. Sachs was first contacted in 2007. This was not the board that was removed, it was the other board. And I have that letter. And we were asking Sachs to come in because of the behavior of that board. We did receive, and I also have that, correspondence from Jay Wansley, that was the person that was contacting us. But nothing was ever done until we got down to 2009. And 2 new members were added to the board, Dr. Cover and Mr. Cecil Brown. Now all 3 of us are educators. Okay. All 3 of us love children. And all 3 of us were concerned about the children because we knew where they came from, where they were coming from. And it was heartbreaking when we had to go through all of this. Now, when I look and I see people moving every day trying to leave this town, and if you were to look at the enrollment of my school today, you would see what I'm talking about. And we're still praying and we're hoping that we can come back together. But I just want to say to you, it caused a great divide in my community. And that's why I'm here today. But thanks be to God. The Supreme Court made that ruling. And thanks to our attorneys who worked so diligently and so hard. Thank you.
I'd like to say good evening. I'm Charles Culver, and I'm in a unique situation. I'm so glad that Dr. Elgard is here today. You know what? Let me just share some things with you all. Thank you for the invitation. I came to Warrenton in 1967. I spent 43 years in education. I have served in every capacity in administration. Elementary principal, middle school principal, high school principal, teacher all levels, assistant high school principal, assistant middle school principal. I was interim superintendent and spent the last 7 years before I retired as superintendent of Warren County School. During my administration, we were able to construct an $11 million facility. And let me just talk about this a little. The person that's currently superintendent, guess what happened? I hired her as my assistant. I recommended her to be the superintendent of the school when I retired. She worked closely with me until I retired in 2002. The person that is the associate superintendent, I brought her in 14 years ago. She worked with the special program. The assistant superintendent, I brought them in. What I'm talking about, I recommended them to the board. They were hired. They're still in the system. The elementary principal was brought in by me. The middle school principal brought in by me. Now let me give you a little breakdown since we're talking about this. Everybody knows the superintendent, okay? The associate superintendent, and I'm going to have to break this down so you understand where I'm coming from, because some of the accusations that were made against me. She happened to be white. The elementary principal happened to be white. The middle school principal happened to be white. Now, how in the world am I going to be charged with discrimination? As a board, and we were all brought in together. I guess they lumped it all together, said discrimination. Specific charges against me. Okay, I refused to sign a pledge. When I was superintendent of school, the first thing we did, we had a code of ethics developed. I said, look, you're a board member, we need to have a code of ethics. Got from our attorney, we had a code of ethics for Warren County School District. Everybody followed that code. What happened was, when I came on board in January 2009, I voted at that time against one individual in the school system. And the reason why I voted against the person that I did, and that was a situation had occurred. And I won't get into giving the details of what happened. But anyway, I made one negative vote the whole time I was there as far as the personnel. And my concern was that code of ethics did not have a place where you had to sign your name and all that kind of stuff. Just simply say, approve. I told the chair at that time, oh, I approve of the code of ethics because it was developed under my administration. So why would I approve it? But I said, look, I think you need to take that part where you got to sign your name and all that kind of stuff and take that out, take the pledge out. Well, now Sykes cited me for not signing the pledge. In fact, I made a motion to set that policy aside that dealt with the pledge until February board meeting. Okay? I came back in February board meeting, and my statement was, okay, set the policy aside. Let's go ahead and approve of this code of ethics and take the pledge out. And Chair said, well, okay, we could remove the pledge. The statement was made in the board, so why take it out now? The governor is going to have a statewide code of ethics. Why change the policy now and have to change the policy later? That made sense. That's okay, fine. I won't worry about it then. Guess what happened? 9 months later, Sykes said, oh, by the way, you did not sign the pledge, code of ethics. Therefore, we got to get you off of it. Now, the concern that I had was, and we had Dr. DeKalb came down, and we had Dr. Bostic from the State Board of Education came down, and his concern was, unless, by the way, we came on board, we elected Ms. Roberts as the chair, and Mr. Brown as the vice chair. And all of a sudden he said that was a threat to put us on probation. I'm just shocked now. Why are you doing this to me? I haven't done anything. Why are you putting the school district on? My concern is children, academic achievement of our children. Why do they have to suffer for us? What you think about board members? And by the way, I have to say this. This is all political. I won't get into the details about what happened in the community, but I think what happened was some statements were made to Sykes were really misrepresented because there was infighting in the political arena. Now, I can't go back and talk about the school, how many people fought about the school and all this kind of stuff and what they want to do, the establishment want to do. I'm not going to get into details. Don't have time to get into details right now. But to make it short, Dr. Boston said, okay, we need to make a change. Okay, you want to be chair? No, I don't want to be chair. I don't want to be chair of the board. We got to get this chair out of there. We got to get the vice chair out of there. We got to make a change in leadership. Otherwise, you're going to lose your accreditation. Now, my thing was, I came to Ms. Roberts and I said, okay, Ms. Roberts, we're concerned about these children. My goal is to make sure that these children don't have to worry about graduating from a non-accredited school. I said, what you need to do is step down. Mr. Brown, same thing, you step down. Okay, both of them agreed, step down, that thing will go. So we need to make sure that we're able to save our accreditation because we don't want our kids to suffer. I didn't stay in education all this time to have kids to suffer. And I said, what I want you to do is step down. The two of them stepped down. And we elected And I recommended the chair, got support. I recommended another vice chair, got support. But what happened? We still got to notice that, oh, by the way, you're being referred to the governor. By the way, micromanagement. Let me tell you how many times I came into school. Not a single time until graduation. I was not in the school. Because what happened was, my thing was when I was an administrator, and I was a tough administrator. Now, you're not going to come, as a board member, you're not going to come in and dictate to me now. You're a citizen as far as I'm concerned. You dictate at the table, but when you walk out, you're a citizen like everybody else. I had to tell one board member that, look, you're a citizen like everybody else. You come and you deal with issues at the board. Right now, I had to tell somebody, you don't have to listen to him. I mean, I hate to be rude like that. You don't have to listen to him because, number one, he can only make a decision when he's at the table in an official board meeting. And so, my understanding that, I'm going to go and make sure that I'm not going to get out there and overstep my bounds. Why would I go out of school? I mean, the principal runs the school. And my thing is, we had a charter there. We have a charter system. And the thing is that recommendations are made. Governing council will make a recommendation to the principal, and the principal will make a recommendation to the superintendent, and the superintendent will make a recommendation to the board. My thinking is this. If you all go through all those parameters, go through all those stages, the parents sit down and talk with the principal and make a recommendation. The principal will go through the process. You got a representation on the governing board. Then you all make the recommendation to the superintendent, and when it comes to us, I have a problem dealing with it. And I told Sykes that. But my concern was, here again, Sykes, Dr. DeKalb, you're not responsible. The citizen, the one that got involved in this political fight, were the one that were responsible for bringing you all this misinformation. And the thing that concerned me was that it's going to get to the level of going to the government. I said, wait a minute now. Let me share some things with y'all. Since you're talking about, the education system's going down. They haven't done anything. They didn't do anything. Let me just go back and refer to some things. I'll just show appointed superintendent in 1995. I spent 7 years as superintendent. High school, top, doing my administration. These are math scores at the state level in the local paper. High score at the state level on the mathematics and all this kind of stuff. Then I talked with the principal and the leadership team. I want to let them operate and make sure they did the thing they need to do. I talked with my principal, look, we need to get a Georgia School of Excellence. What are we going to do about that? The principal told me at elementary school at the time, within 5 years, we'll get you a Georgia School of Excellence. Guess what happened? Got it before then. Of course now, I retired and after school was completed, December 2002. And then the letter came back because of the results. 2004, the letter came back to the principal indicating, thanking them, showing appreciation for, congratulating them for having a Georgia School of Excellence. Letter was CC'd to me. Now, when I saw this, I said, well, why did you CC it to me rather than the incoming superintendent? It happened under your administration. Okay, this is the letter. It happened under your administration. Okay, now, I wasn't satisfied with what happened in Warrenton. I said, well, now, I spent 39 years in Warrenton before I retired. Now, in all, I got 43 years. I said, let me go somewhere else and try my hand here. Went to Quitman County, down there, and I said, never hometown, had my mom there. All of a sudden, the superintendent's going to say, look, I heard that you had a School of Excellence, Georgia School of Excellence down there, and you also had a distinguished Title I school. Said, by the way, Georgia School of Excellence 1 year, then Title I came the next year in Warrenton. And I said, can you do the same thing in Quitman County? So, of course, give me latitude to operate. Guess what I did? I looked at all the things. He said he had already started a box. He's working in Quitman County. He's already started a box with all the things that need to be in there. Then he said to me, okay, see what you can do. It's going to take about 3 years. I looked at what he had. I called Dr. 3 and said, look here, I need to get you to come down here and look at what I have here. We need to get this school accredited. Dr. 3 came down, looked at it, said, okay, I'm going to bring a team in. Brought a team in. Quitman County got accredited. New Quitman County got accredited. And I worked there for 3 years. And the previous administrator had already gotten distinguished, had already gotten, it made AYP the previous year. I did it 3 additional years. This is the 3rd year that we made it. And then on the 4th year, we received $50,000 in letters congratulating us. $50,000, 4 years of making AYP. We had the greatest gain on test scores in the school system, less than 2,000. Okay, they recognized 4 schools. The larger one, Quitman County, one of those schools, we received $50,000 at a computer lab and all these kinds of things. This is the letter. This is photo with the Superintendent Cox, congratulating me and this kind of thing. And so when you tell me that I don't know what I'm doing, I'm going to come in a school district and I'm going to say, you're going to tell me nothing's happening? The education system is going down as hard as I work? You got a problem with me, a big problem. And what I simply said was, I'm going to go all the way, whatever it takes. I went to the first hearing, we lost first hearing. Second hearing, lost the second hearing. So look, go all the way to Superior Court. Let's go all the way to the Supreme Court of Georgia. Somebody's going to tell me something different. You know, went all the way to the Supreme Court and thank the Supreme Court for what they did. They said that the governor, when he removed us from the board, the governor overstepped his bound. And so what I'm simply saying to you, I'm a fighter. Thank you. I'm a fighter for education. Now, and my thing is, see, everybody's talking about, oh, the superintendent. Now, I picked her, and they can blame me in Warren County for whatever goes on. I picked the superintendent, I picked the associate superintendent, I got the assistant superintendent, I got the high school, elementary principal, I got the high school, and just hired the middle school principal, and we just hired the high school principal. So what I'm saying is, these are people I go back. I want these people to be successful because of what we're talking about, children. I want to work hard and make sure our children do what they need to do. So what I'm simply saying, and I'm still referring to SAC, don't get involved in the political arena. Let the local board, if they want to remove us, by the way, re-elected, I got 4 years on the board, Mr. Brown re-elected, Ms. Roberts, and I think what happened is, well, I won't say anything further about her, but anyway, she was not re-elected, but at the same time, I think that we need to let the people decide at the local level what they need to do. If they feel that you're not doing your job, they're going to do it at the poll. So we don't need an investigation to come in and make this local decision. So, I worked with sites, I was on several teams and that kind of thing. I have no problem with that, but I'm saying when you get involved in the political aspect, and I'm not at liberty to talk about what happened, but one person who helped cause a lot of things, who signed a petition, also took my seat on the board. So you know what that is about. That's political all the way. Political all the way. So don't get involved in local politics. And by the way, GAC, when I was superintendent, I said, look, we had accredited but not with quality. We got called in, sent all the recommendation in for accredited with quality. When I was superintendent there, we was accredited with quality. The whole time I was there. Came in and made it within a few months and became accredited with quality. So what I'm simply saying to you all today is this. I think that local decision should be made by local individuals, and sites can come in and do accrediting. I have no problem with sites doing the accreditation. But at the same time, don't get involved in the little squabbles and all this kind of stuff and micromanaging.